Yo, what's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? How's it going? Pretty volatile day today, huh? Pretty volatile day. Let's go have a look at Bitcoin's chart. Crazy action, crazy ups and downs on Bitcoin. Look at that. Look at that. Sitting at $106,500 roughly. Made a new all time high today, all the way up at 109,856 dollars. Very nice, very nice. Where is this candle going to close? I want to see us close above $106,850 because that was yesterday's daily candle close. We want to put in another higher high, but bears are having themselves a hissy fit trying to push us down. So holy smokes, that is a crazy wick. We just had a crazy wick like that over here to the downside 2 days ago, and now we have a crazy one to the upside. Talk about crazy, crazy volatility. Absolutely insane. All right. Let's get into the chat a little bit here. WF Capital, what's up, my guy? What's up, my dude? No super chats to start with. Zebek, absolutely, absolutely, brother. Zebek is pumping, looking good, but it's starting to be a little bit suppressed because of Bitcoin. So that sucks a little bit. Ty, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Paul's in the house. What's up, my dude? Go time. What's happening? Joy, hey, Rob and Patreon family. I hope everyone's doing well. My days are back to normal with your daily content on schedule. Hit the likes, everyone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Another local. What's going on, man? Zebek found its wings, and we are in the no resistance zone. Yeah, but the problem is that Bitcoin is trying to pull us down, right? Bears are pushing Bitcoin down. Mad Adam in the house. Perfect timing for all the weirdos. Drop the link right as BTC had a little drippy drop correction. There we go. There we go. Guys, as always, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. Costs you absolutely nothing. So go ahead and do that for me. It'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. What else do we have? Let's go. Cody, portfolio's looking beautiful, brother. All because of the Patreon. Thank you, Rob. You are the man. Thank you so much, brother. And I am so happy. Things are looking fantastic for you, man. That's the plan. That's the goal. That's the mission that we are on. Jake the Snake. Yo, what's happening, man? Zebek looks like it wants that half a cent. Yes, let's go, baby. Let's go. Cookie's having a good day, too. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Rob Zebek, absolutely. I'm doing pretty good, man. I am doing pretty good. Oh, we got a super chat. Look at that. Pump it up. Strawberry Dragons beats everybody to the punch with the first super chat of the stream. Thank you so much. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Feeling the love, guys. Feeling the love. Where were we? Here we go. The spaces with Dr. Martin from Uphold was hella bullish. I will be filming that. I'm going to make a video covering it, and I'm going to put that up maybe later tonight. I'll put it out later tonight. Lord of the Realm, what's going on, brother? Apparently, Zebek is coming out with a new product. Yeah, we're going to get into all of that. I got a video coming out later today, like I said, covering the spaces that they did. Quentin's in the house. What's up, man? Should I buy more Zebek now or wait for a pullback? My friend, I would not recommend chasing green candles. Just flew back from Florida to Florida from New York. Nice. Lily's in the house. What's going on? Let's go, baby. Go time. Long day. Yeah. Loading up on PIF. There you go. Go after the ones that have been in the red. Exactly. Nick, what's up, King? Since I've joined the group 3 weeks ago, I'm already up double from where I started, and the run hasn't even gotten spicy yet. You the man, Rob. Hey, absolutely, brother. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. Guys, get your butts over to the Patreon. You are actually losing money by not being there. Blah, what's going on? Good to see you. Chris, what's up, man? You think Biddy recovers today? That was a pretty big dump in a short time. Yeah, a lot of volatility. There's, you know what, probably what's happening, I wouldn't be surprised, I haven't looked, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was some mass liquidations of longs and shorts. If we saw a long squeeze and then a short squeeze, that wouldn't surprise me, right? Spencer, stupid bond market and treasury yields. Yeah. I use the ZBET card all vacation long. Nice. That's what I like to hear, man. Yo, that bullish doodle banana bounce ripping. Let's go. S&P down 1.25% today. Consistent with BTC sell-off. Yeah, Spencer just touched on it. Bonds and treasury yields. Sav, what's up, man? I did have a nice vacation. Thank you. Shout out to my brother who are also in the Patreon community. God bless, brother. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Crypto, good afternoon, Rob. Shout out to Otaku for finally getting monetized. Love our community. Yes, Otaku, guys. If you are not subscribed to Crypto Otaku, one of our community leaders over here, I don't know what you're doing with your lives. So yes, guys, absolutely get over there. I'm gonna put his I'll put his channel up on the screen here, guys. Go shoot my boy some love, man. He is a moderator over on our Patreon, guys. He drops fantastic alpha, all the latest and greatest in the macroeconomics, covers all things Bitcoin, guys. And listen, he does it in his own way, right? So check it out, guys. My OG, my brother from another mother, Otaku in the house. Go shoot him a sub. It doesn't cost you anything. Marco, thank you, Patreon. Scared Pooch for Nadix Network. Boom. Yes, another gem we dropped over there. I'm up pretty big on my Nadix right now. Pretty big. Do you think ZBEC can do what XCN did in terms of volatility, circulating supply? Yes, I do think it's going to do what XCN did. Hey, Rob, ZBEC coming in strong, coming in hot. We're coming in hot. How long till we take off? Who knows, man? Who knows? Depends on what Bitcoin's going to do here. That dump, though, yeah. Hey, Rob, where do you think Cardano would be this bull run? $5-6 wouldn't surprise me. Maybe $4 or $5. Jasmine being suppressed. Hopefully, it has a powerful short squeeze soon. Yeah, I mean, what is Jasmine doing right now? Is it? It looks like it's even on the day, right? Yeah, it's even on the day right now, so not bad. Yeah, Jasmine's gonna have its time, guys. Don't sleep on that. Yeah, boy, can't be first all the time. Hey, that sounds like the acceptance of mediocrity to me, my friend. Right? Thanks for all you do. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. Selling XRP to buy ZBEC is a good option. It depends. Are you up or down on your XRP? First of all, that would be my first question. If you're asking me right now, what I could tell you is there's going to be monstrously more ROI in ZBEC at this point in the cycle than there's going to be on XRP. That I can tell you. ZBEC Spaces was legit potential product with Ripple. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a video later today. It will come out tonight covering the Spaces. So stay tuned for that later tonight. William, my dude, what's up, man? All right, let's get into some of the news here since we're all caught up in the chat, guys. Let's see what's going on out there. But before we do, I have a little segue here. Quick shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Biometric Wallet, guys. Get yours today. Use my link down below. Get a great deal. They got the 2-for going on the biometric wallet, and you can get the card wallet for like $5 or something. So check it out, guys. Again, use our link down below. Keep your crypto safe, not your keys, not your coins. And that segues into this story that we have, guys. This is why you need self-custody. Coinbase breach hits 69,000 users. Hackers demand $20 million in ransom, threatening to leak the stolen information on the dark web. The attackers reportedly bribed overseas customer service agents to access internal systems. So the freaking staff at Coinbase granted access to these people to steal your information, right? This is why you need self-custody, guys, right? This is why you need a self-custody wallet. Literally, employees of Coinbase gave access to these hackers to 69,000 people's information. They were sent down the river by the very staff that work at the company that is paid to protect them. Unbelievable, right? Get yourselves a cold storage wallet, guys. I don't know why you're trusting exchanges with your money. It's insanity. Coinbase said the stolen records included names, email addresses, and home addresses, typical KYC data, know your customer. However, it emphasized that no password, crypto wallets, or user funds were compromised. No, but they can steal your identity. Listen, if they have your email address, they can hack your account. It's that simple. All they have to do is hack your email address. Then they can change all your passwords on everything, right? So the incident impacted less than 1% of Coinbase's total user base. 1% of the amount of people that use Coinbase is a large amount of people, right? In response to the breach, Coinbase requested the Department of Justice investigation, now in progress, according to Brian Armstrong. So, guys, you got to protect your crypto. You got to protect yourselves, your information. Get yourself a self-custody wallet. Keep your stuff off exchanges, guys. Matt, thank you for the super chat, my friend, your boy. You can be first all the time on Crypto Blueprint. There you go. Hey, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Jasmine to 9 cents next month on a good pump. I could see that. I could see it happening this month. Not your keys, not your crypto. Exactly. The US 10-year just hit 4.6. There you go. There you go. Yeah, so continuing on, what else do we have? We got a little clip here from Pompliano. Check him out. He says Americans are spending money like drunk sailors.
Speaking of spending, American consumer spending is out of control. They're just throwing cash all over the economy on all kinds of crazy things. Charlie Bolello, one of my favorite people to follow on X, he said that Americans spent over $113 billion on lottery tickets last year. That's more than they spent on movies, books, concerts, and sports tickets all combined. This is crazy. People are just gambling and they're taking risks, and Charlie's calling it out. Now, of course, another place where you can see this happening is what are we actually financing in our lives? If you go and you take a look at the brand new news that's coming out of Klarna, Adam Kobisi, he says that the buy now, pay later service just announced a 110% increase in their Q1 2025 losses. That is now negative $99 million. Ooh. On top of this, consumer credit losses surged to $136 million in Q1. That's the same company that just announced buy now, pay later for DoorDash orders. The worst part, Klarna announced that they now have over 100 million users on that buy now, pay later service. Consumers are financing everything. And so ultimately, that's what's happening in society, is that there's a wealth inequality gap that's exploding. If you own assets, you're getting richer. If you don't own assets, you're getting punished financially. So what do you do if you're in the cohort that's actually getting punished financially? You lose hope, so you start taking way more risk. You start sports gambling or buying lottery tickets. On top of that, you start financing everything you possibly can, whether it's your food order or it's larger purchases. And so we are seeing the bifurcation of consumers, and that bottom cohort of people who do not have investment assets, they're feeling the financial pain and they're changing their patterns. And it's actually accelerating them into a worse financial position, because gambling, high risk taking, and financing your life, those aren't sound personal finance decisions. But ultimately, if you've got no hope to get there by actually following sound financial advice, then what do? You got to do something different, and that's what people are choosing to do. It's a sad situation. It all goes back to the fact that we continue to devalue the dollar, and it creates that wealth inequality gap. But hopefully we can teach more people to be investors rather than savers and help them lift themselves out of the situation that they're in and get back and actually benefit from inflation and currency debasement.
Yes, investing is the way, guys, to build your wealth. Trying to put money in a savings account is not going to work for you, right? But not everybody gets that. Some people are stuck in the old way of doing things, right? The way our parents did things and stuff. So yes, your boy with the super sticker, my guy, my dude, always supporting me, man, always supporting me. Ty, I'll be back on the Patreon soon, Rob, but got you a Happy Meal. There you go, brother. There you go. I want to see you over there, brother. Your boy, if I can't be first, I can step it up a second and third. Let's go. Yes, if you're second and third, then 2 + 3 = 5, which is a higher number than 1, which means you're 4 better than 1, right? That's what we'll go with the math on that, right? I couldn't imagine financing food. That's crazy, right? If you can't, if you have to buy now and or order now and pay later for fast food, you should not be ordering fast food. You can't afford it, right? You should be making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or peanut butter and banana, right? Come on. Don't order fast food if you got to pay for it later. That should be common sense. I agree, Nick. I agree. Morning, crypto fam. Bitcoin and alts looking pretty good. Yes, even with Bitcoin having a little bit of that correction, it's still looking very, very juicy. Absolutely, I agree. What else do we have? Why Jamie Dimon's capitulation of Bitcoin changes everything. The world of traditional finance has just experienced a decisive turning point. Jamie Dimon, one of Bitcoin's fiercest critics, has finally capitulated. This speculator turned around by the CEO of JP Morgan Chase marks much more than a simple change in business strategy. It is the entire financial establishment reluctantly recognizing the growing legitimacy of Satoshi Nakamoto's invention. So, Jamie Dimon, I think it was 2023, might have been 2023. He was on national television telling people that Bitcoin was a pet rock, not to buy it, that crypto was a scam. No BS. The same week that he was all over TV saying that, the same week, JP Morgan was tripling the size of their digital asset department at JP Morgan. This is why you cannot listen to the things that they say. They're not trying to. Jamie Dimon is not trying to, help you in your best financial interests. He's not trying. He's trying to suppress the price of things so that they can buy it. And then once it's, I will bet you any money. So right now we have Jamie Dimon capitulating, right? Okay, which tells me that JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon probably spent the last two and a half years secretly accumulating Bitcoin, and now they're ready for the price of Bitcoin to start going up. So now they're starting to publicly capitulate, right? So that all the retail can come in, not you guys, because you guys have been here the whole time DCAing, but all the new retail that are about to start pouring in because Jamie Dimon's on television telling them to, they're all going to be exit liquidity. And it's sad, but it's true, right? As we reported yesterday, Jamie Dimon announced that JP Morgan Chase now will allow its clients to invest in Bitcoin. The decision marks a decisive turning point in financial history. This turnaround is especially symbolic since Dimon had until now embodied the fiercest resistance from the financial establishment against crypto. His capitulation reflects a profound transformation of the American banking landscape. Behind this decision lies an obvious strategic calculation. JP Morgan can no longer afford to stay out of the crypto market. Despite its financial power, the leading American bank risks seeing its wealthy clientele turn to competitors like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, already positioned in the niche. This development represents much more than a simple commercial adjustment. It signals the end of an era when Wall Street could ignore Bitcoin. The Bitcoin giant, with its $3 trillion in assets, bows to the economic reality it can no longer dispute. The crypto community naturally celebrated this moment as a major ideological victory. In fact, Corey Klippenston, CEO of Swan, so aptly summarized, Jamie Dimon has bent the knee, a phrase that perfectly captures his historic shift of financial power. The Mr. T administration created a regulatory environment conducive to this evolution. The repeal of SAB 121 and the easing of guidelines by banking regulators has paved the way for more direct involvement of financial institutions in the cryptocurrency ecosystem. This new political landscape has radically transformed the risk-reward calculus for major banks, institutions that persist in staying out. Now risk being left behind in the rapidly expanding sector. Dimon's capitulation could thus trigger a domino effect among the last anti-crypto big people in the financial world. The irony of this situation is evident to all. The man who once called Bitcoin a fad now allows his bank to facilitate its purchase. This paradox perfectly illustrates the dilemma facing traditional finance, reluctantly adapting to an innovation it can no longer ignore, while trying to preserve its influence and legitimacy. Jaime Dimon's capitulation is by no means an isolated case. Mr. T himself made a spectacular turnaround, moving from skepticism to enthusiastic support that has made Bitcoin one of the pillars of his economic policy. This surreal conversions of the former most vehement detractors confirm an undeniable trend. The Bitcoin revolution is gradually establishing itself as an unavoidable reality of the global financial landscape. Jaime Dimon finally bends the knee. You love to see it. Cody, thank you so much for the super sticker, my brother. I appreciate it. Guys, it's always right in the feels, you know, the support for the channel. I can never express. I got to get like a celebration song I can play or something whenever there's a super chat, because I really appreciate it, guys. I do. Jay, yes, sir. Hope everyone's ready for a goof ride. Yeah, I assume you mean good ride. I ain't want no goof ride. There she is, Gamma Goddess. Let's get this money. Why do you think we're going to have retail come in when the media keeps screaming recession? Because retail always comes in. I know that there's a lot of people out there convincing you that this time is different. If you're falling for that, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm telling you right now, in the last market cycle, this time was different because of C19, right? That was the big excuse last time. That was convincing. Everyone was convinced that it was different because of that. Listen, let me put it this way for you. I've said it 100 times. If you think that, and I do have a video coming out later today discussing this a little bit more in detail. If you think the 4-year cycle is done because of tariffs, let me let you in on a little secret. 2017, Mr. T's administration came in. He did the same thing. He introduced tariffs to all of these countries. This is exactly the same thing playing out again that happened in 2017. We still had a bull run. We still had the 4-year cycle. So why, if it didn't change things in 2017, when crypto was far less adopted and accepted, why would it break the 4-year cycle now? It doesn't make any sense. You're recycling a narrative that they had in the 2017 cycle and bringing it to this cycle when it didn't change things in the 2017 cycle, right? It's like, oh, it's different because of tariffs. And then it wasn't different. And then it was, oh, it's different because of C19. And then it wasn't different. And now it's, oh, it's different because of tariffs again. And it's not different, right? Like, I don't know what to tell you. Jared, what's up, man? Just stopping by before I got to start my work. There you go, man. Get that dry powder. Get that dry powder. Why would retail buy risk on assets when they participate? Because they're not smart with money, right? Again, if you think retail's not coming into crypto, why are you here? Why are you investing? Doesn't make any sense, right? That's what I don't understand. I get people who say, oh, it's a bear market, retail's not coming, pump's not coming, all this stuff. And why are you here? If you believe that, why are you here? It's weird, right? Like, are you just here to bum everybody out? I'm not specifically talking to you, Quintessence. Don't misunderstand. I'm speaking in general, people who believe that these things are suddenly different. Again, I'm not addressing you specifically. So Yes, retail's going to come. Retail always comes, right? Cody, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see 19. The beer bug. The beer bug. Yeah. Credit to Will. Credit to Rob. He helped us in the bear and get out before the new fish. Thanks, Rob. You're amazing. I once said something about begging, and you proved me totally wrong. Love you, mate. Hey, no problem, man. Awesome to have you here, my friend. Awesome to have you here. Richie Rich. Hey, Rob. Good to see you back. Have Coinbase like to get away? Sorry, what? Hey, Rob. Good to see you back. Have Coinbase like to get away? What do you recommend? Oh, you have, okay. You have Coinbase and you'd like to get away from there. Well, I mean, if you're in the States, I mean, you could use crypto.com. I mean, you could just swap right on your cold storage wallet, really, or you could use a hot wallet like you could use Phantom, you could use MetaMask, you could use Coinbase Wallet. But if you're trying to get away from Coinbase, yeah, I mean, there's lots of different ways like that. So, Ceiling Fan, how high does BTC need to go for alts to move big? There's no really set number. Alts are moving big. Alts are up again today. This is, I guess what I don't understand is maybe our definition of big is different. You know, maybe that's what it is. But altcoins don't move at the same breakneck speed as Bitcoin when Bitcoin season, right? Altcoins moving up that fast will come later. Altcoins right now are moving up every single day, little by little, and it doesn't seem like much, but when you've got Cookie up 40% on the day today, and then yesterday it was up 50%, and then tomorrow it's up another 30. It doesn't feel like big numbers, but when you look back on the month, you're like, holy crap, it's up 200%. Yeah, it is moving up. It's melting its way up, just like everything else, catching up to Bitcoin, right? I mean, ZBIC's up almost 10% on the day. It was up over 15% earlier today. TARS AI is up 6.5%. Terra is up 7.7. Nadix is up. Nadix is quietly up. It's up 3.6% on the day. It's up 22.5% on the week and almost 34% on the month. It's because it's like getting pecked to death by a duck. It's just little by little every day it moves up just a little more, and then you look back over the month and it's up. That's how altcoins will move up following Bitcoin until until altcoin season. So yeah. Mama said bear markets are the Mama said retail's coming soon, Rob. We'll have 2K watching live. Yeah. Keeping the YouTubers when they start having unbelievable numbers watching, that's retail time. Yes, exactly. And they will come back. Retail will. They were kind of here around the end of last year, November, December, when we had that little run. But once Bitcoin smashes through like 120, 125K and continues up, you're going to start seeing people start to pour in. Same thing we see all the time. Green tea, we got Squirtle in the house. Beebs, what's up, my dude? Good to see you, brother. Big to me is Jasmine moving 2x, for example. Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, it'll happen over time, right? It'll happen over time. So like 100% move on Jasmine. I mean, it's really, Jasmine's already up 25% on the month. So it's already 25% of the move that you wanted it to make, and the month's not over. We still have quite a bit of May left, right? It could be up almost half there, 50% or something like that by the end of the month, maybe more, right? Maybe more, man. All right, let's get back into some more of the news. What else do we have? Our concern about the consumer are not paramount. All right. What the heck, man?
Today saying consumer spending unlikely to drive the next phase of U.S. growth, though. She says improvement must come from hiring and corporate investment. Joining us right now is Shannon Sakosha, Neuberger Berman's Chief Investment Officer. Good morning to you.
Thank you for having me.
So you're not so optimistic, sadly.
I would say that our concerns about the consumer are not paramount. So while we think that there's likely to be continued resilience of the consumer, we know that based on the last couple of years of spending, if we're looking for the consumer to drive trend growth the second half of this year,
Right.
in 2026, we're probably not going to get that.
Okay, so if we're going to get anything, who's it coming from?
So we think it needs to come from business investment. So if you saw, sort of post election and then really through the inauguration, you saw a sharp increase in capital expenditure expectations. Companies were looking to invest in this more pro-business environment, expecting some help perhaps from the tax plan. And so we think that businesses really need to get more confident about reinvesting in their growth here in the U.S. in particular, and then hiring as a result of that.
And you think they're going to do that or they're not going to do that?
No, I think that there's still a stage set for them to be able to do that. If you look at particularly some of the things in the tax bill, we're talking a lot about no tax on tips. We're talking a lot about extension of personal tax cuts to offset the tariff impact. But if you look at 100% expensing, changes in depreciation, some of this, some of the more pro-business aspects of this bill, we think that combining that with a lighter regulatory touch that can drive that improvement in business sentiment. And as you know, that's significantly more important in sort of driving prospective economic activity than what the consumer says.
But we're counting on growth. We're not counting on spending cuts.
No, it's going to have to come through growth. I mean, and that's the challenge is that, if you obviously we're talking a lot about the 10-year. That's the biggest concern right now, because if you're getting this expectation that we're going to offset the upward pressure on the long end of the curve because we're going to see improved growth, there's a transmission mechanism that needs to occur there. And I think this interim period where people are worried about continued fiscal sustainability concerns, the burgeoning budget deficit, those are challenges that are pushing up the long end of the curve.
Debt to GDP, which is already, it's got to come down. It has to come down, right?
Well, I mean, if you think that this catalyzes both the consumers, which again, we'll see how much of a catalyst it will be for the consumer. It needs to catalyze that growth.
When you cut at the same time, when Moody's sees some, we all know what's out there.
Well, Moody's was a little late to the game.
I know they're late.
They're very late to the game.
But at least it emphasizes 37 trillion. At least it drives that point home again.
I think that point's been driven home on several occasions over the course of the last couple of years. I mean, I don't think that there has been a lack of concern about U.S. spending. I think the concern has been, I think the offset to that has been, but we'll continue to grow this economy against the backdrop of American exceptionalism.
What I can't figure out about all of this is I would like to believe that you're right, that corporations have to, not that they have to spend, that they will spend. That's what I want to believe. I can't figure out the paralysis that both the tariffs have created and this bill, which you either believe is going to be done, very quickly by July 4th or not. And if this gets extended into sort of a Labor Day situation or post-Labor Day, I know Scott Besson says that we sort of
is there
debt ceiling in August.
Has there been paralysis?
Well, there hasn't been paralysis by the consumer.
No, by corporations.
There hasn't been paralysis
Do we know that
the sort of big corporates, or the big tech guys have not had that paralysis.
But you think?
I think that they've been delayed. I don't, and I feel like the answer is there's a difference between, I think, longer term paralysis and I'm a corporate executive who hasn't invested in my business for the last 5 to 10 years, and why am I going to start today versus later in the year? So that's why I do think that there's a catalyst there. What I would say is that as it relates to the timing of this, I think you make an incredibly important point. June could be a difficult month, and so we've seen this divergence now between policy uncertainty and the VIX, for instance. They had been in lockstep. Now they've diverged.
Right.
No more earnings in June. We've got the Fed. We've got this pending tax bill. We've got concerns about the debt ceiling. So I do think that we're entering into a period where we've had this really nice rebound in the equity market. Longer term, still very much constructive, but this period over the next 4 to 5 weeks and watching just what we watched this morning.
New lows or not?
No, I don't think we'll hit new lows.
No new lows.
So Katie Sockett said new lows.
I don't think we'll hit new lows.
I mean, what a snapback we've had. Why? Did we deserve it?
Well,
nothing's changed that, right?
I think people are viewing this as a continued step down in the escalation of tensions, and I think that what has come out of the Trump administration has been a recommitment to that this is really about China, and I do think that provided a little bit more comfort.
I think we had the snapback because we had all this negative stuff getting priced in to the markets, and now it's all getting lifted, and we're starting to price in positive now, right? So that's kind of what I think's going on. What do we got? Ramona with the super chat. Hey everyone, hit the like and subscribe. I appreciate you, Ramona. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Is it fair to say Moonwell is in a bullish pennant pattern, and if the end is close to the intersection point? You're gonna have to tell me which time frame you're referencing. Let's have a look at. I'll have a look at well, and I'll tell you on the daily time frame. No, I wouldn't say that. I know, I see what you're getting at, but not quite. Not quite. Nitro's up 820% for the month. Bananas. There you go. BANANAS. Woo. On the daily chart. Oh, okay. My daughter had her first birthday at the weekend, so let's get that money so I can give her a good start to her journey through life. There you go. There you go. I really hope XCN hits through all time. Of course it will. Of course it will. XCN at $26. That's crazy. When are you going to announce a new project? Probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Tonight my son has soccer, so probably won't be tonight. Tyler, what's up, man? Hey, Rob, thank you. When I started following you, I thought my future was bleak. Now, since I got a handful of debts paid and used extra money to invest, seeing how much I'm up, my confidence is back. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. Congratulations, Tyler. That's fantastic, my friend. Zebek and Uphold Spaces. Yes, I'm going to be recording it and doing a video on it for YouTube later tonight. I'll release that video, so make sure you guys catch that as well. Absolutely. All right, what do we got here? U.S. Senate approves the Genius Act, advances stablecoin regulations. This is big, guys. We've been waiting for this stuff. Last cycle, we couldn't have even imagined this kind of thing taking place, right? The Genius Act passage is crucial for the U.S. cryptocurrency landscape, potentially reshaping how stablecoins are regulated. Immediate attention turns to the House's next action. The Genius Act overcame an earlier stall by passing the Senate with a 66-32 vote, sponsored by a bipartisan group of senators. It pushes financial requirements and oversight mechanisms for stablecoin issuers. The act establishes reserve and audit requirements, for issuers to enhance consumer protection. So all these stablecoins, Tether, Circle, everybody, they're going to have to start getting audits and prove that they're backed, right? Notable senators such as Bill Hagerty and Kristen Gillibrand led the effort. New oversight rules and tightened restrictions aim to bring clarity and control to the stablecoin market. The Texas Bankers Association emphasized the bill's importance in bridging traditional finance and cryptocurrencies, noting significant impacts on community banks. Political dynamics were shaped by Mr. T's past stablecoin connections, influencing debate. The Genius Act is set to influence financial regulations and inspire new frameworks for stablecoin markets, potentially sparking broader regulatory changes. Historical resistance met with revised legislation indicates evolving acceptance. Market reactions include anticipation and tightened regulations impacting stablecoin issuers' operations. Negotiations refined clauses on issuers' rights and Federal Reserve interactions, critical for further market dynamics. The legislation arrives amid debate on stablecoin risks, framing its impact in financial and regulatory planning. With a strong focus on anti-money laundering provisions, stablecoins closely tied to monetary policy are positioned for broader regulation, shaping future digital asset landscapes. Guys, big deal here. I know that a lot of Bitcoin maxis out there have been putting down your throat for years that Bitcoin's going to replace fiat, and I've always said no, it's not. How do you replace global fiat with something that has a supply of 21 million? So only 21 million people. If 21 people had one Bitcoin each, 21 million everyone else would just be broke and have no money. We just trade furs or something. Like what are you talking about, right? It was obvious. It was always obvious that the next step in the financial landscape would be either CBDCs or stable coins, right? Not some crypto layer one, not some cryptocurrency that's going to replace the dollar, right? Just a stable coin, plain and simple. What did they cover in the ZBEC up? I'm going to be covering it later tonight. I'm going to have the whole video. I'm going to basically play the whole thing, and you guys can listen to it over on YouTube. I know a lot of you guys on YouTube don't have X, so is it far-fetched to think that Ripple may acquire USDC? Well, Ripple's trying to acquire USDC right now, so it's not far-fetched at all. I did make a video yesterday afternoon covering the potential consequences of Ripple purchasing Circle, though. So, and I did it because most of the XRP community out there that's putting out content is only going to tell you the potential bullish side. They're not going to tell you the potential bearish side or the consequences to that action. So I did for you, right? Got to protect my posse. Got to protect my crew. Our definition of big is different. That's what she said. Nice. Well played, sir. Well played. Back at 107. Hopefully we're back on track again. Yes, 107,000. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see where the candle closes, right? That's what really matters here. Where are we going to close this candle? All right, what do we have? Bitcoin smashes new all-time high, close to 110K. What's next for Bitcoin's price rally? The Bitcoin price has smashed new all-time highs of $109,845 after breaching above the current highs of $109,588 after attracting huge bullish volume. The major breakthrough seems to have been caused by a rise in adoption. With this, the STAR token has become a $2 trillion asset. As the first price discovery correction after the first price discovery uptrend seems to have completed, Bitcoin's price has confirmed a breakout above the final resistance below the all-time high, and hence the current discovery phase is expected to prevail for a long time. In times when retail traders remain uncertain about Bitcoin's next move, the whales are extremely confident. As per some reports, the 40x BTC whale, James Wynn, has just increased his long position to $1 billion. His conviction looks fueled by recorded Bitcoin ETF inflows and a wave of profitable holders and relentless bullish chatter. With this, the open interest has marked a new all-time high, raised by 13 billion on Binance. The rise in the open interest suggests a rise in total number of outstanding Bitcoin futures or options contracts. This also indicates a rise in the liquidity and volatility within the markets. The BTC price underwent a V-shaped recovery and surged above the final resistance zone, which has pushed the price to the discovery phase. The BTC price has surged above the final resistance level, while the 50-day and the 200-day moving averages is heading towards a bullish crossover or golden cross. On the other hand, the plus DI and negative DI were heading for a bearish crossover, but the latest rise in the price has triggered a bullish divergence. This validates the beginning of a fresh ascending trend, which could keep the price within the discovery phase for a long time. The Bitcoin price has broken its all-time high after 121 days and has also set records in its market capitalization and realized cap. Considering the above chart, the next BTC price high could be somewhere around $119,000. Eddie says, everyone's sleeping hard on a ZK Sync. Yes, I agree. Could be good. Parallel Life, damn it, late tonight, 50 push-ups. How about that ZBEC? Yeah, looking juicy, looking juicy. Let's actually go look over at the ZBEC chart and see what it's doing right now before we wrap things up, shall we? All right, so here we are reaching for that goal, guys. 203 to 2031 is my next target, as you know. We've broken above resistance. Can we continue up? We had a little bit of a pullback when Bitcoin had that pullback, but Bitcoin's starting to recover. So can ZBEC continue its way up? I would like to think yes. So, all right, guys. Yes, I am dropping more gems this week over on the Patreon. If your game is getting in early on microcap gems where you can get in, make a small fortune and move on, get over to the Patreon, guys. We've been dropping these things like Tic Tacs over there. Check it out for yourselves. We dropped ZBEC, Onyx Coin, Nadix, so many great projects. Last year, people got in on that stuff, guys, before they were popular, right? So get in on the next XCN, the next ZBEC. Get in on it before it becomes that, okay? We're dropping these gems over on the Patreon like crazy. And guys, we're live over there every single day. We drop microcap gem videos, educational content. We're live every day. And if you need more personalized one-on-one mentorship, guys, get over there. I've been through multiple cycles. I can help guide you through this asset class. Book your one-on-one coaching calls with me personally over there, absolutely free. As a Patreon member, you get that for free. So come aboard, get the mentorship that you need, whether it's portfolio structure, creating exit strategies, how to do research on projects, tokenomics, technical analysis, or anything else, how to control the mental and emotional aspects of this space as well. Get over to the Patreon, guys. The link is down below. It's in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Beeb says, Rob, what would be better for crypto, Coinbase or Ripple? I think they're both, big picture, they're both good, right? Big picture. I would like, honestly, to see Ripple purchase Circle over Coinbase, because Coinbase, I've just seen too much stuff from Coinbase that they don't act in good faith. They're not a good actor in this space, Coinbase. They pretend to be, but they're not. They freeze people's accounts when markets are going crazy. They freeze your ability to trade, right? Their customer service can be okay, but sometimes it can be terrible. I don't think Coinbase acts in good faith all the time. And I'm not saying Ripple does, but for the short-term price action of XRP, I think it would be bad for XRP for Ripple to purchase Circle. So if you want to know why it would be bad for XRP's price, watch the video I dropped yesterday afternoon. I break it down and explain everything. So, all right, guys, I got to get over to the Patreon. I got some one-on-one coaching calls I got to do over there. Get over there. Get your spot booked in, guys. I will see you guys later tonight. God bless.